And so you've got women trying to find the sweet spot in there. And sometimes that may lead to actual short-term liaisons, and sometimes it might lead to a lot of flirting and no actual short-term liaison. And then on top of that, you've also got women who are, as you say, using sex as a form of currency. So, if we see a woman who, obviously there's actual prostitution, which is literally using sex as a form of currency. There's that. But even short of formal prostitution, we see lots of situations where women may use sex either as a sort of like, okay, yes, it's not really a relationship with good long-term prospects. We both understand that. But at the moment, I'm giving him a lot of sex and he's giving me a lot of money, and we're both quite happy with how this is going. And, both may be of the view that this is a short-term relationship that will at some point fizzle out, and that's fine. Or the woman may be in this relationship in the hope that, yeah, for the moment, that's what it is. But I think I can change his mind. I think maybe I can make this a long-term prospect if I persist, if I might be able to work my way in. So in that way, short-term liaisons may be, even though they obviously run the risk of, you potentially degrading your long-term value as a partner if you do make yourself sexually available. But if that's the only way in, then maybe it's worth doing that and then taking that gamble and seeing if you can actually keep this going long enough that maybe you can turn it into something more long-term. So women are doing, and then of course you've got the situations where it's entirely short-term and nobody is in it for anything other than, sex, money, prestige, status. These might be two people who are both, she might be very, very attractive. He might be very wealthy. One of them might be somewhat famous. Both of them are in there just for the status and prestige of what the relationship offers, and neither are taking it especially seriously. So there's a lot going on in terms of that short-term, long-term motivations and how that fits in with the mating market. And men and women have quite different payoff matrices in terms of what they're using short-term mating for.